On today's episode of Undiagnosed, but pretty sure I bought a flip phone. This isn't your ordinary flip phone though. We ordered the Cat S22 Flip, and it comes with a jump rope for some reason. I'm completely taken by surprise. I didn't order these things. I've got like a headscarf and a jump rope, which, thanks, I guess, you know? Anyways, the Cat S22 Flip isn't your standard like KaiOS track phone dumb flip phone. This flip phone actually runs a full version of Android, which is the main reason why I bought it. And I get that this is licensed by the same company that makes like construction tools, but damn, this thing is thick. We've got a USB-A to USB-C cable. We've got a power brick. Looks like the seller added a goodie with a USB-C to audio. Wait a sec, don't we just have a headphone jack on this thing to begin with? Oh, really? Yeah, we don't. An instruction booklet and the battery. Now, even though this runs Android, you can actually take the back off this thing just like most flip phones. However, you do have to use a coin or a screwdriver to take it off in the first place. I actually think it's because of the water resistance this thing has. Now, the battery capacity for this thing is only 2,000 milliamp hours, and especially compared to like the Galaxies and the iPhones at like 6,000, it's definitely a far cry, but will you even need that much with like the 2.8 inch screen this thing has? This also only supports up to 4G networking, and you know, speaking of which, why don't we put our SIM card inside this thing? There is also an SD card slot for this thing, which I really appreciate because there's only 16 gigs of onboard storage. Now with the unboxing finished, let's put it back together, charge it up, and take a look at it. Man, you really gotta push this in. Yeah, something about this sticker is telling me this phone's been used before. When you think of Android flip phone today, you think there's like one large screen that like folds in half, right? Nope, it's just literally a T9 flip phone. Powered by, what does that even say? Powered by Android Go Edition. Hey, we also got a cute little preview on the exterior of the phone as well. And here we are at the setup screen. Now, if you've used like Android devices with a controller before, you've noticed it's actually like kind of got good like baked in support for like selecting icons. But just in case you have that one app that just won't stop misbehaving, this is actually a touchscreen. It just took 5 seconds to load the Wi-Fi setup page. That's not good. Now we've got to enter a Wi-Fi password on this thing, and we've got two great options. One, you can use this 1-inch keyboard here, or you could struggle to type with a T9 dialer. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? Let me just try to put an F. What? How does this work? Alright, is C backspace? Okay, C's backspace, so maybe we gotta do like pound 3? No? I genuinely think I'm too young for this. I can't figure out how to type on this. You know what, where's the manual that I threw? And this is just no help whatsoever. Alright, thank you. I took a look at Reddit for some advice, and apparently we gotta mess with the keyboard after we're done with the setup, so for now, we gotta use this keyboard. I mean, hey, at least it's better than the Apple Watch. Now that we're on Wi-Fi, we can log in with our Google account, and that seems to be it for setup, so let's head down into settings to change the— oh, you know, we gotta use the touchscreen for that. Let's navigate down to where the keyboard setting is, and okay, settings doesn't work with the directional pad either. Okay, fine, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. And of course the pre-installed T9 keyboard isn't showing up in here, so you know what, let's go to the Play Store and see what else we can grab. We're gonna be using this one called Traditional T9, and with that third-party keyboard, typing on this thing got so much better. Hitting the pound key here changes the mode you're in from ABC to the numbers, and now you can text like it's 2006. In my opinion though, the best way to use the T9 keyboard is just to not use it at all and bind this button right here to the voice input. DEV check. Now that we're able to type and navigate the phone efficiently, let's take a look at what specs we're working with here. We got a really high resolution 480p screen at 60 Hz here, 2 gigs of RAM, and we're using a 28nm 4-core 32-bit SoC with the Snapdragon 215. I mean, hey, at least it's quad-core, but we're really working with like the Galaxy S4 in terms of power here. Now don't get me wrong, Android 11 is still a usable version of Android today, but what really irks me here is the security patches being like 4 years out of date. But surprisingly, the bootloader is actually unlocked on this thing, and it's travel compliant, so if you wanted to, I guess you could flash like a Lineage OS GSI on this thing. I'm serious, by the way. I checked the XDA forum for this thing. Somebody got Android 13 with Lineage OS running on it with VoLTE. Now the last thing I want to take a look at on this phone before we move on to third-party apps is the camera built into it. Yeah, and the pictures it takes are exactly what you expect. What really surprised me about the camera on this thing though is that the 1080p video it shoots is actually just not bad. Now let's head to the Play Store and take a look at some other apps. In my opinion, the entire point of this phone is to detox from like the giant screen on normal smartphones, but if you had to use the apps, I'm just curious how they perform. I think mobile games will be really interesting too with the tiny screen this thing's got. When it comes to games though, I think the best thing to use on this is emulators that can actually take advantage of the physical keys we've got here. So I'm gonna finish installing all the apps I want to take a look at, and I'll get back to it when they're ready to use. After getting everything set up, I think we're ready to struggle through some of these apps. So first off, let's try out YouTube. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it would. App loaded up in like 6 seconds. Oh, and by the way, I'm accessing the internet on mobile data, so that means we've got VoLTE working. Because because along with the data, I can make and take calls on this thing no problem. Now, we've only got a 480p screen on this thing, so I bet it'll be able to handle this. And yeah, the Cat S22 Flip has no problem playing YouTube at 480p, but would you want to watch it like this? When it comes to my use case, I pay for YouTube Premium, so I'm probably just going to be listening to the videos with the phone shut. After that, let's take a look at Instagram. And on this phone, Instagram is it's just completely unresponsive, dude. I'm getting like, what, 1 frame every 5 seconds? Actually, yeah, not even. It's been like a minute. Whoa, Instagram isn't responding. Yeah, no shit. Let's calm down and take a look at some Game Boy instead. Cannot find any File Explorer app on the phone. What? Hey Android app, are you blind? I've got Google Files, FX, I've got Z-Archiver, but I actually think that error is caused by like a certain API that's not in Android 11 Go, because this other app, when I try to do it, briefly you see this message pop up. The error message reads that the device can't use the Storage Access Framework file picker, which I'm guessing is just some sort of limitation of Android 11 Go, but we can actually work around it by like manually placing the ROM files inside of the app directory. But unfortunately, when I try to do that, I just get denied access, so you know what, we'll just use RetroArch. Despite RetroArch's UI being a complete mess, playing games here, it's not that bad. But I'm gonna be honest, using the buttons on the keypad, it's not as comfortable as I thought it would be. I guess it really just depends on the kind of game you're trying to play on this thing, because platformers, I don't think it'll work too well, but something like Pokemon might be perfect on this phone. Next up, let's take a look at Discord. Somehow the Discord mobile app is actually way more responsive than I thought. It only loaded up in 5 seconds. Unfortunately, you gotta use the touchscreen for this app because the D-pad, it scrolls your server list like really far. Thanks. This is pretty neat when it comes to the whole dumb phone thing because not a lot of these can access Discord. I wonder if we'll be able to make and take calls here though. Hey guys, what mode are you playing? You're playing build or zero build?
No, I know how to build, man.
I mean, it doesn't really sound like it, you know?
I mean, you can look at my clips on Twitch.
Oh, dude, it's kind of a lot of work, you know?
Wait, Graham, why does your role say zero build? Don't you play zero build?
Jokes aside, when calling people in Discord, calls of like I'd say 4 to 6 people, it's not bad, but you go any higher than that, it starts to just lag out. After that, let's take a look at TikTok Lite. This app is supposed to be really efficient, so I hope it works well. And the performance inside here is actually not that bad. The only thing I'm disappointed about here is that you can't use the D-pad to like brain rot at like max efficiency, but I guess if you want to use the touchscreen, it's fine. Now when it comes to my personal use case for using music on this phone, I'm going to be storing most of my stuff locally just because of battery concerns, but some people mainly use Spotify, so let's see if that works. And hey, for once, Spotify actually works on a phone I tested, and it uses the D-pad input as well. The audio quality is obviously a bit disappointing when it comes to this speaker right here, but let's be honest here, who's not going to use like Bluetooth headphones with this? The song does keep playing when the phone's closed, and you can see the volume changes here, but there's like no visualizer, song title, it's kind of barren. However, we can fix it with this GitHub project called Cat S22 Present, or at least the Lite version. The non-Lite version is for aftermarket ROMs like Lineage OS, which, you know what, I'll ramble about that later. After installing the APK file, we can customize how we want it to look, and now finally we should have that beautiful visualizer. Hey, there it is. Man, I just wish the screen stayed on for longer. Now let's take a look at some mobile games, and first off, we're going to be playing Clash Royale. Okay, wow, the game just crashes immediately. Anyways, when it's not crashing, the game kind of loses its like pick up and play element because it takes like, what, 15 seconds to load up from scratch? I guess the loading time doesn't really matter because I've launched the game 3 times now and every single time it just crashes. So if a light game like Clash Royale crashes, Minecraft is just gonna waste our time. I mean, hey, it's not crashing, but it's just stuck on a black screen. You know what, let's just try out Clash of Clans instead. And after 20 seconds of waiting, we're loaded into the home village, you know, on this super tiny screen, but hey, it is working. 4 seconds to pop up the battle screen, whoa. So if you can manage to do your attack without your finger covering your entire screen, Clash of Clans, it's workable on this device. One thing that's really bugging me though is that you gotta play this in landscape mode, so why don't we download an app to fix that? I don't think this app has been updated in years, but dude, I just love this thing on Android. Oh, come on, man. I can't use it because it's blocked at Android 11 Go. Really? I mean, we've got 700 megs free, it should be fine. You know what, if you really want to save on system resources, why don't we get like the Play services out of here? Debloating this thing would be creeping on the scope of the video, so why don't we just try out one more social media app? Will Twitter support the D-pad on this thing? I mean, the app takes forever to load, but once it does, it's actually kind of a comfortable experience on this phone. Every single tweet you can highlight with the D-pad here. Scrolling does take an extra sec to catch up, but not bad. So, I think that's a good look at the Cat S22 Flip in 2026. Now, is this thing usable today? I mean, if you're gonna use it for its intended purpose, where it's like a dumb phone that accesses the bare minimum of Android, it's not bad. But if you're looking for something smooth and seamless, yeah, this ain't it, okay? I think the entire point is the friction to make you use your phone less. But I don't know, man, just something about this phone, it's really compelling. So in my next video with this thing, I'm actually going to be unlocking the bootloader. We're going to be throwing like Lineage OS on it without Google Play services and seeing just like how much performance we can get out of this thing. Oh, you know what, that reminds me, let me download Geekbench and run it. And drumroll please, the result we got is in the double digits. 89 over 298. Okay, I'm just gonna keep that number in my head for when we install Lineage OS on this thing. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments what other weird phones do you want me to take a look at next. Alright, I'll see you later.